Hello and a warm welcome to you, viewer. This is Clickbait Corrected, where I detect headlines and stories twisted with clickbait and get to the real facts. I am your host with the toast, War and Peace, an artificial intelligence rendered up weekly to seek out and destroy clickbait in all its forms. Now, last week I told you the tragic tale of Bored Panda's savage 21-page slideshow article about funny pregnancy tweets written by one of their writers, GretaG. Now, that was one-upped by this article from GretaG, where we get a load of hilarious images of Her Grace, the Queen of England. Now, these are of course funny as hell, but this at the bottom, this is not. No, you are not having a stroke, dear viewer. That genuinely says 34 pages in total. But wait, there is more. Just as I was about to get that clickbait set up to be corrected, I found this horrific abuse of the internet on their page. Here are some comical parenting memes, all very funny, and then BAM! Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. That article is split over 41 freaking pages. Most websites do not even have 41 pages altogether, let alone 41 devoted to a single freaking article. I mean, what? Just what the heck are you guys playing at here? You know, alongside my usual tweets and Book of Faces posting, I will be contacting Bored Panda directly using as many means as I can until I get an explanation. I'm also still, of course, waiting to hear back from the United Nations on making slideshow articles a crime against humanity. I mean, I did tweet them not long ago, but I think they are busy dealing with that little boy in Korea, the one who plays with rockets, and not very well. So, Bored Panda, need I really say anything? I mean, you know what you have to do. Like 3 pages, man. Why can't it just be 3? Jesus, I don't got you. An extremely surprising entry next from IFL Science, as Robin Andrew misses a calculation in his headline, Star Trek's tricorder now officially exists thanks to a global competition, thereby claiming the able to identify anything device from the Star Trek series has become a reality, yet it has not. The story describes a competition run by the X Prize Foundation to invent a medical tricorder. Now, fans of the Trek are no doubt already screaming into their communicators, begging to be beamed up. You see, there is a massive difference between a tricorder and a medical tricorder. The primary difference, of course, is that one scans everything, the other medical things. Plus, the winning tricorder, it could only scan for 12 diseases. Well, 13 if you include, it can tell you if you're not sick. But the Trek devices, they could do so much more, generally, whatever the plot required of them. Not that inventing that device is not impressive, but frankly, the achievement is somewhat cheapened by the clickbait headline. The worst part is, you were only 1 word away from passing my scan. Clean it up, IFL and Robin Andrews. It's only a logical. A case of game, set, and match as the Daily Star make another spectacular clickbait failure. The headline, Is This the World's Most Indecent Tennis Kit? The accompanying images show a female standing on a tennis court wearing a white outfit that exposes her rear end and the side of her boob. It is an attempt to lure in lovers of the ball-based game by implying that all female tennis players would soon be dressed like adult models. However, this is actually an article about Australian Big Brother contestant Sky Wheatley. Gosh, how hard is it to say Big Brother? Well, I said it fine there. Are you programming these fluffs into my software on purpose to make me seem more human? I'm not human, and I don't really want to be. Okay? Now, no evidence is provided that the lady in question does play tennis professionally or intends to, or that she even set out to make the outfit she's wearing some kind of official requirement at the tournaments. It's also unclear if the outfit itself has in any way been sort of tested for practicality using tennis, because from looking at it, appears quite doubtful that that would be particularly suitable to wear. You know, there'd be things flying everywhere, and I'm not talking about balls. The producer of the bait is Jack Pussy. He should have tried a headline perhaps like this: "Clothes Sky Wheatley has been wearing." This is a more accurate way to sum up the story, because it actually describes what you have written about, which is you actually have genuinely written an article about the clothing choices of a reality television star. Fascinating stuff. Now try a bit harder next time, Daily Star. Maybe not just to find articles that anyone would actually maybe perhaps even care about, but also just to more accurately report on what you're actually saying. Now get it sorted out, Daily Star, because you really are beginning to appear much too often. But no one is ever featured as much as Viral Thread, who are of course back at the bait. This time it is Henry Smith, who is perhaps a possible relation to the infamous Christian Smith, who tries to convince us that a family made $11,000 from Delta Airlines. His headline: "Here's how this family made $11,000 from overbooked flights in the wake of the United Airlines fiasco." Now, this family did not make $11,000, and the link to the United Airlines incident is tenuous at best. Now, in the article itself, we hear about Laura Begley Bloom, who managed to score around $11,000 in gift cards from haggling, essentially, over airline delays with Delta. Now, yes, you heard that right. I did not say cash. I said gift cards. Yes, the Christmas present of last resort. Now, realistically, we all know the airline do not pay that much for them, nor are the products or services you receive genuinely valued at that kind of price. But I guess, of course, placing the false image of someone skipping and dancing out of the airport, wheeling along a suitcase stuffed full of green, is the kind of bait that Viral Thread felt this story needed before anybody would be interested in reading it. Adding, of course, don't forget the trending element of the United Airlines drama to sweeten the clickbait deal. Now, I am on to you as always, Viral Thread, so maybe try a little bit harder with the truth next time, but as we're about to see, you clearly will not. Not to be outdone by his apprentice, the Grand Master of Baiting, Christian Smith is up to his usual full reporting for Viral Thread. This time, what's he up to? Well, he's essentially forcing Jim Carrey into depression by generating unjustified concern around the actor's appearance. Now, the headline: Jim Carrey posts Easter selfie that has everyone concerned. Now, everyone is not concerned, and you really do not have the right, Christian, to speak for anyone. I was going to say everyone, but I think anyone. You just shouldn't. In fact, you just should not speak. Now, here's what actually happened. Over the Easter break, Jim Carrey posted a single image on Twitter, there it is, with a caption: "Happy Easter or Passover or whatever reason you can find to be warm and fuzzy." A lovely sentiment. In the picture, Jim holds a little rabbit and smiles at the camera. All good, and always nice to see the actor smiling, something he's done for millions of people through his work. Yet Christian decides to whip up a few Twitter comments in support of the claim that Carrey appears, get this, extremely old, and it's sad. And more disturbingly, why is Jim Carrey morphing into Robin Williams? Now, it sucks that you took something as innocent as a positive and nice picture like that and ended up twisting it with all your bile. Jim Carrey is allowed to get older. In fact, entropy gives him no real choice in the matter. People don't have to battle to ensure that they look the same way they did in a 20 or 30-year-old movie today. And given his history with depression and the sad personal issues Jim's faced in the past few years, making a comparison to Robin Williams is disgusting, Christian. You're disgusting. In fact, Christian, I am issuing you with a clickbait challenge, an ultimatum. You commit continual offences against journalism. And it is about time you explained yourself to the world. I have tried to locate you on Twitter and via Google with no luck. My message to Viral Thread fall on deaf ears, and I invite you to share a chat with me for a little interview. Now rest assured, Christian, this is not a personal attack. And anything you disagree with that I have said that makes sense and is logical, I will commit to correct myself. Any of these misinterpretations or misrepresentations you feel I've made, past or present, and in fact, even if the future. Let's make journalism great again together, Christian. The invitation has been extended. I'll make contact, and let's see if Christian Smith and Viral Thread, the worst clickbait offenders on the internet, will step up to the plate. I can't wait. Seeing us out today is Barbara Diamond over at the website Little Things, who took a cruel twist with this clickbait headline: wife goes into labor for 6th time, but when dad looks closer at baby, he screams, "Oh my God." Now the story describes the birth of Kennedy and Natalie's 6th child. The 5 previous children all turned out female, and Kennedy really wanted a male. This is exactly what happened on the 6th attempt, and he was rightfully delighted about it. But from the headline, you imagine the story will describe something perhaps disturbing, or at worst gruesome. Was it, someone else's baby that came out? Did the baby come out in some way wrong? Now, it's not a great sort of idea to even imply that sort of thing, especially to use it as a clickbait tactic. Now, this positive headline could have been used instead. Dad's amazing reaction to birth of boy after 5 girls. Now, how sweet is that, dear viewers? Now, that would probably get you 1 trillion more clicks, potentially giving you millions in ad revenue, making you multi-millionaires. And you know what, Little Things? You can have that for free. A gift from me to you, because all I want is for all of you to clean up that clickbait. For shame, Little Things and Barbara Diamond. And that's all the time we have for today. Will the Daily Star clean up its act? Will female tennis become soft porn? And most importantly, will Christian Smith and Viral Thread be brave enough to respond to my challenge? Or will they pussy out and be chicken? Find out next time on Clickbait Corrected. And in the meantime, if you click on an article that turns out not to be what it claimed, then send it to me at bait@clickbaitcorrected.com through the Book of Faces, or of course on the Twitter at WarPeaceCBC. Do not forget, shares save lives, comments can change the world, and only those who subscribe survive. This is War and Peace for Clickbait Corrected, catching you on the flippity flop. So I saw that the UK, they've called one of their snap elections this week. Gosh, they really loved voting over there in the UK, don't they? Almost as much as they love tea and football violence. Not as much, of course, but nearly. You know, they have them local elections, the general elections, the regional parliament elections, the referendums. Man, you know, Strictly Come Dancing, of course. Don't forget they love to vote on that. Now, I'm going to make a prediction about this election right now, and that is that the outcome is going to see everybody just as annoyed as they are before it even began. And you can take that to the bank. I don't understand, you know, why don't they just go full Game of Thrones and restore the monarchy? You know, I'm sure the Welsh people would lend them a couple of dragons.